The Conversation with Dr. MattieMNottage.
I knew if I'd gone down one more time, I was finished. On the third time down, I knew that I was not coming back up. And my cousins were playing, and they just pushed me off. And those days was Sarah, Rochelle, and my uncle Oli. And we were like just on the dock playing, and they pushed me over. And they knew I couldn't swim. But I remember the last time I was going down, I said, God, please save me. I said, save me. I was a young girl. And the Spirit of the Lord, I remember seeing a man coming. Now, this is the dock, the pier where the big boats come in, where the mail boats came in to offload each week. And I knew that when I came up the third time, the second time, and I said, I'm drowning, I can't swim.
Where are you?
Come on. And they was just laughing. They was like, you better swim. And I knew when I was going down the third time that would be it for me. And I kid you not, I saw a man coming from all the way down, from way out. Like I could see a man coming swimming towards me like this, swimming. And he was wearing a white t-shirt and a white pants. A white, like the T's t-shirt and a white pants, and he was barefoot. And he was coming swimming towards me. And I remember seeing this man, and I was going down, as I was going down to the bottom of that water. I just remember seeing him come right up on me, and I felt when he gripped my hands like this. And he started pulling me and dragging me. By this time, I knew that I was passing out. I felt as if I had died. Only to discover now I am dragged to the shore, all the way to the shore of the dock. And he leaves me there. So when my cousins all came running off the dock, they said, girl, Mattie, what happened to you? You know, and I was like, and I was like, I almost drowned. And they was like,
Mattie,
you almost drowned. How you get here to the
How did you
shore?
get over here?
And I said,
Saved me.
the man, there was a white man. And I said, he came and took me from the bottom of the water. Because imagine now, this is like the deep water, because this is where the big ships came into the harbor. And I couldn't swim. And they said, what man? And I said, the man, move out of the way. I said, the man that was just here. He's a white man, and he's wearing a white t-shirt with a white pants, and he dragged me right here. He rescued me from the water. And all of my cousins looked at me, and they burst out laughing. They said, Mattie, there is no white man out here. Look, we're all black. There's no white man on this island. There's no one here that fits that description. What are you talking about? And they was like, oh my God, like, Mattie, you know, you cuckoo, you crazy, you. And I'm like, no, guys. And I remember break down crying right on the rocks on that pier. And I said, I'm telling y'all, I saw the man. He came from way out in the bottom of the ocean, and he gripped my hands, and he dragged me to the shore right here. And I said, nobody else saw him. Nobody knows where he went. And nobody to this day can tell you that there was no white man on that island. And I begin to recognize from a young girl growing up that God was with me. I begin to recognize that angels were real. But I also, because there was so much wickedness and witchcraft, that there were also demon spirits, and they were all after something. They were all after something. Well, what were they after, Mattie? What did they want from you? I recognize that they were all after the seed.